this is how I've pretty much spent the past 2 days. I get migraines. And they knock me on my butt or my back or into bed. And me and her being in the van on the road and me getting a migraine was my #1 concern, really. You know, there's lots of other concerns, safety concerns, lots of safety what ifs that we imagine being possible on the road. But a lot of those will never ever ever happen. But this, dealing with a migraine while on the road, was my biggest concern because I knew it was going to happen. With a fair amount of certainty. I don't know what that is. People are doing something over there.
What are you doing?
Huh? So I knew I would get a migraine pretty much if we were in the van for any length of time. And it just so happened on the very first chunk of this trip, of this 3-week long trip. And it's been okay. I mean, migraines are never okay. But we've survived so far, and we're making it. Pizza! we have ordered a pizza. Cookies. I'm very, very thankful that we were at a campsite in a state park, and I actually had reserved the campsite right next to the playground. So all day yesterday we didn't leave camp. We stayed at the campsite the entire time, and I just pretty much sat in the van moving as little as possible, and Rosie could play in the sand right outside, and she could run to the playground and play, and whenever other kids came to the playground she would run over there and play. And it was I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better situation to experience my first migraine. So yeah, and then we just closed up early last night, and I let her watch videos on my phone while I laid in this bed with a pillow over my head until it was time to go to bed. Or, well, really, my phone died and I was like, well, time to go to bed. I have no idea what time it was. It was much earlier than we normally go to bed. And luckily I have a prescription.
Watch.
Yeah, that's a pretty good imitation of what Mommy's done for the past couple of days, isn't it? Like that. So I took that. I took my baby, honey, you're screaming in my ear. My head still hurts.
You're so great. You're great.
She's right. I've been telling myself that all day. I'm great. I'm great. I feel great. This is a great day. I've been trying to trick my brain. So far that has not worked. So I took my medicine this morning and it did go away. It subsided for the morning. I still felt weird.
Medicine.
Yeah, I took medicine this morning. Loud noises. And we changed to sites today. We're at a new place today, which I'll talk about in another video. But me having health concerns is probably my biggest concern while being in the van with Rosie, because, you know, all the other things, what if someone knocks in the van in the middle of the night, what if someone tries to break in, someone tries to get into the van, you know, any other safety concerns that I can think of, or what if I break down on the side of the road, which that'll probably happen at some point too, honestly. But I have AAA. All those other things, like, they probably won't happen. There's not gonna be an axe murderer out trying to, you know, carve into the van. Like, that's just, you know, that's just not gonna happen. Me having some health concerns while in the van was my biggest concern, and it still is. It's just me and her, and we'll be out and about in places that we don't know and we maybe not know anyone. Yeah, there's a guy over there that's shooting some sort of gun, practicing. So we survived, and maybe it was good that it happened at the very beginning of this trip while I was in a place that was safe and secure and I felt comfortable and we had a good place for Rosie to play. You know, everything happens for a reason. So her and I will have experienced this in the van and know that we can get through it. And if we're ever not in a place like that, I'll probably just get a hotel or an Airbnb or something like that, to where we're in an enclosed space and I can just turn turn on the TV and occupy her and order in pizza or whatever and just, you know, make it through. So there's always options. We have more options than we think all the time. And you can't let fears like that keep you from doing the things that you want to do. So my migraines usually last for 3 days. So technically this would be day 3 because it started in the afternoon 2 days ago. But it's still here. It's coming back. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday was pretty bad. But I've just been concentrating on feeding myself, which I often don't do when I have a migraine, and then I'm super weak and then I can't take any medicine because I haven't eaten and all that kind of stuff. So I've just been trying to continue to eat and drink water, my coffee and stuff like that. I'm hoping to find a Coke later. A Coke sometimes helps me with my migraines too. I'm sure this pizza is gonna be delicious and it'll fill up my belly for the rest of the night, and then we'll turn in early again, and if I need to, I'll take my medicine again tomorrow morning, early in the morning, so that I sleep through it and wake up good to go, and hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow I will be good to go. And then we can enjoy the rest of this trip, because Michigan is beautiful. We're actually in Michigan now, and the leaves are beautiful and changing, and yeah, that's all. Biggest fear already kind of conquered, and it was okay. It's always okay. So, this trip has been amazing so far. We have been to 3, I think, different state parks here along Lake Michigan, and it's so pretty. So pretty. It is cold, which is a new thing for us in the van. Something we had to deal with. We brought our coats and hats and stuff, as you can see. We have enough blankets on the bed. In the year and a half that I've had my van, I've never used the heater or the water heater. I don't believe that they're even on because you can turn off those systems and shut those lines off and stuff. I've never tried to use them. And you're supposed to get the propane system checked out annually, which, like I said, I've had it a year and a half and I have not checked it out. The previous owner, I know he never used the heater. I doubt he used the water heater. So I doubt whether he had checked them ever out. So they've probably not been checked out in a couple of years, maybe since the original owner. So I'm not using them because I don't want there to be a problem with the propane system, obviously, because that's kind of a big deal. And I made an appointment with the local service center to get them checked out, but they couldn't get me in until November. So came up here anyway, where I knew it was gonna get cold. And we've been through a couple of nights where it's gotten down to the 30s. We are warm and cozy in our bed. So that's the important thing, to keep warm while you're sleeping. So that's zero issue, like almost to where we get warm, too hot. I did go buy a small space heater that we can use while we're plugged in the campgrounds, and that has been really nice to have. So the past 2 nights, 2 or 3 nights, we've had that going while we're hanging out in the evening time. The past 2 mornings I've turned it on before we crawl out of bed to heat it up a little bit in there. This morning it was 42 degrees in the van when we woke up, and yesterday morning I think it was 37 degrees. So it's getting cold, but we're doing good. We're doing good. Like I said, zero worries about being warm enough while we sleep, and that's the really important part. While we're in the van, having the space heater going, and that gets it up into like the 60s, which is totally fine, especially if we have, you know, pants and socks and blankets and stuff. That's been a new thing for us to figure out. So last night we were also due for a bath, a shower, a bathe. Not that we're really dirty or sweaty or anything, you know, it's just a good idea to do that every couple of days. At the campground we had showers. There was a shower house, and we got our stuff ready and went down there, and before we got undressed I turned on the water to see how hot it would get, because it was evening and it was already chilly. I didn't want to take a cold shower, obviously, because then, like, that's not good. So I turned on the water and it never it got lukewarm at best. I'm not putting me and Rosie in some lukewarm water to bathe and then be in the cold. I decided it was better to be dirty than to suffer hypothermia. I gave Rosie a wet wipe bath, wiped down the important areas and changed her clothes and new undergarments, new jammies and all that kind of stuff. And then I took what I call a bucket bath, even though it was in a bowl. So I heated up some water on the stove, put it in a bowl. It was probably about a half gallon of water. Pour enough on myself to get myself wet. Wet down the wash rag, soap it up, and wash, and get everything soapy and clean. And then use the same clean water, obviously, in little cup to rinse it all off. And that's it. And I did it in our shower. So we have a shower, just the water heater's not working. And I felt great. Isn't it beautiful here? I just can't get over it. It's so beautiful. There's a beach over there. There's so much of this park I haven't even explored yet because I didn't do any research. We just came here and I've just found my way around. But I mentioned in another video that I was in the Peace Corps, and once a Peace Corps volunteer, always a Peace Corps volunteer. And I took many a bucket bath in the Peace Corps. So we used to make jokes about how, you know, we could bathe with a 20-ounce bottle of water. Just jokes like that, and it's totally true. I probably could. It's good to have those types of skills, and every day I'm thankful for my Peace Corps experience. What do you want to do? The playground. I think we go this way.